All right. Hello, everybody. We're going to try this trip finally, and this is a continuation of Around the USA flights with Eric Flight. So, we've been doing these flights since June. It is now almost the end of September. We're in fall, and scenery hasn't changed on the simulator, which is nice to see. I mean, it's California, but I hope to get on these flights to Plymouth, Massachusetts by November. So we're going to try. I was not able to do this flight from Santa Rosa, California to Arcata, Eureka, California, because the wildfires out in California have just been terrible on visibility and basically cloud layer levels. Today, in Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor, the weather is overcast at 2000. So I'm willing to chance this one. We're going to get underneath those clouds as we get closer. We're also going to have to deviate slightly to the west from a direct route. We're going to go from Sonoma County to Little River. We're going to overfly Little River because there is a TFR. Actually, let me show you this. There's a TFR where they're fighting the wildfires, and it's all the way up to 12,000 feet. So there's no way in heck I'm going to try to go more than 12,000 just to go over a TFR, which is probably going to be pretty smoky anyways, you would think, seeing that's where they're putting out fires. So again, we'll take off from Sonoma, go out to Little River, overfly that to stay out of the TFR, and then go directly up to Arcata, which again is overcast at 2000. Willing to try it. If not, we'll deviate probably a little bit more to the north. We have more than enough fuel, and we'll go to Crescent City. But that's scattered at 600. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what's going on. I'll make the call right around here for Fortuna, excuse me, and we'll see what's happening there. But they have broken at 1900. So it's the sim. In real life, would I chance it? Honestly, probably not. In the sim, will I chance it? Sure. If we really have to, you could probably go to Reading right out here. Again, it's haze. It's clear, but there's still haze. But we should have enough fuel. We have a full tank for 4 hours of flying, and this flight should only take about an hour and a half. So we're gonna do this. So without further ado, let's go on to our checklist and get this thing started. So, all right, the fuel should be on already. It is. Seeing that you had checked the fuel in the wings, just want to double check. Yep, 100%. Good. All right. Excuse me. Sheet track back lock, avionics off, autopilot off, throttle, fourth of an inch. Let's just get all these knobs up here. 2-year-old on board already. She's back, everybody. Hello. How are you? You have blue marker all over your hand. How'd you do that? Okay. Can you go wash your hands with mommy? Well, I'm kind of in the middle of streaming, so that's why. Well, I can't do that right now, dear. I could do it after I stream, okay? All right. I'm hoping she understands that. So, all right. Where was I? I was testing out all these throttles and making sure they're working, including the throttle quadrant, which seems to be working. SPAD, sometimes you have to rotate through the things to make them work. So, all right. Autopilot off, throttle fourth of an inch, mixture full lean, brakes are set, master's on, beacons on. The fuel pump goes on automatically because it's SPAD, but you just turn it off and you're fine. Uh, Auxiliary fuel pump on now, but I'd rather have it with the switches. Going full rich. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Full lean. Pump off. Clear prop. Mags to start. I'll give you a front view so that way you can see me starting this. Here we go. And we should be at about 1,000. Oop, I keep forgetting it's the mouse now. I'm using the hat switch to look all around. All right, and oil pressure looks good according to this. And moving on down, seatbelt order says flaps are up. They are. We'll test that button again. It's working fine. Heat vent defrost. I'm going to say it's California. We're getting to Northern California, but I'm going to say, yeah, what's a cabin air? Avionics on, including the transponder. Very good. And we'll get the ATIS. Let me get the flight plan here. I did plan the flight out. Probably have to cook. Nah, I'll just use the. I'll just go by GPS. It'll be fine because I have to veer out. But the ATIS is 120.55. I was thinking about getting my pilot watch do the checkpoints, but seeing that we have to veer to the west and that wasn't intended on the flight log, I'm gonna go with it. So
Santa Rosa Airport information. Echo 19er 000. Line 22 tree at 5. Visibility tree. Sky condition. Few clouds at 1,200 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature 24. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.9er. Visual runway 20 in use. Landing and departing runway 20. DSR aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller, on initial contact, you have Echo.
okay, well, let's do it one more time. Echo.
Santa Rosa Airport information. Echo 19er 000. Line 22 tree at 5. Visibility tree. Sky condition. Few clouds at 1,200 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,300 feet. Temperature 24. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.9er.
All right, we're going to VATSIM Unicom. We are on VATSIM. However, there's no air traffic controls in this area at least. And I'll double check VATtastic just to make sure of that. But yep, we're on our own, which I don't always mind. If anyone comes on though, we will definitely use them. And without further ado, we're going to go runway 20 with Echo. We'll treat this like it's a non-towered airport, even though I believe in real life it is a Class D. So we'd contact ground and stuff, but we're not going to do that because there's no controls of that sim. All right, so runway 20. It's right in front of us. We're going to turn left onto what would be Kilo, and then right onto Alpha, and then left on Hotel. VATSIM traffic says in Echo Foxtrot. Radio check, please. Just seeing if anyone's out there. Get a radio test. Probably not going to be, but you have to do these when you can if you're using live weather, which we are. And the only traffic I have on is like real world aircraft. So, okay. Taxi lights required. Still on the lights on taxi. Landing. Nav. We'll 10 that's ADSB, and we'll save the strobes for the runway. All right. So without further ado, we'll taxi out to runway 20. Here we go. Brakes work. Good. All right. Clearing all right. Looking on the left. Thank you to the excessive ground through here. Also the misplaced taxi lights, but it's all good. All right, we're going out on Kilo, and there should be an area to our right over here on Alpha. Clear over here too. There'll be an area over here on our right to do a run-up, which is good. However, this is a hot spot on the airport diagram, so we shall have to see. I don't know. I mean, is it parking? It's a north run-up. No, it is the run-up. So makes you wonder why that'd be a hot spot if everyone's just doing run-ups here, but go for it. They seem to use it as parking here. It's all good. And there'd probably be no taxi lights over here if this was a run-up because you wouldn't be able to get in and out of it, so. All right, we will do the run-up over here. Very good. Thought that was a taxi line, but we'll go with it. All right. Checklist for the run-up. Brakes are set. Fuel set to both. It is. Trim set for takeoff. That is. Flight controls. Let's just make sure this. Yep, it's working. Okay. Flight controls in. To the right, back to the elevator, to the left, and all the way down. Everything seems to be working. We would check the elevator in real life, but you just can't see it. See, it's just not able to be seen right now. All right, flight controls, annunciator lights, testing annunciator lights. There we go. Good. Instruments, turn queeners in the middle, no flag. Heading in the DG should be about 138-ish. Yeah, that's about right. Okay. Vertical speed looks good. Altimeter looks good. Horizon looks good. And the airspeed looks good. Okay, mixture best power. I'd say it's good enough. Primer's in and long. Oh, there's no primer. I'm thinking about the 172p. Sorry, I fly carbureted engines in the real world. All right, going to 1800. All right, we'll check the right magneto. It's looking good. Back to both. I mean, this always checks out the sim, but I do it out of habit and to keep practicing. Going to the left magneto. Very good. All right, vacuum looks good. Amps are discharging, but they should probably be charging in the real world slightly. We're on the 0. Hey! Well, thank you very much for the
Santa Rosa traffic.
subscribing
Cessna
there.
8212
Really
Romeo.
appreciate it.
Detecting to runway 32 via taxiway
And I hope you enjoy the flight today. But if you'd like to chat, go ahead,
Santa Rosa
drop a
traffic.
chat, ask questions. We're all good. All right, oil pressure, oil temp is in the green, idling. Very good. Should be about right there. 5 to what is it? 575 to 625. So that is definitely within the limits. And back to 1,000. All right, we're gonna do the brief on the way out here. We'll turn the strobes on at this time, and put the airport diagram on so that I can actually make sure I get to runway 20. Clear on the left. These planes on my right don't seem to be going anywhere, so we'll keep going. All right, if there's a problem on the takeoff roll, mechanical emergency or otherwise, and there's enough available runway ahead of us, we will abort takeoff and land directly ahead. If we are under, let's just go for it, 850 feet, and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will land directly, have no more than 30-degree turns. Best glide speed is 68. If we are above 850 feet, and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will take a turn over the winds again. 223. All right, so that would mean take a turn to the left and land downwind on, to the right and land downwind on the taxiway, the runway, the grass, whatever's available to us. Best glide speed is 68. Is this a hold short all the way over here? That is because I missed runway 20, which is the other way. Boy, that is confusing, which is probably why this is a hot spot. Yeah. All right, that's runway 20 over there. All right. Well, we didn't cross it, so there's no runway incursion there. And this is runway 20 right here. Or at least it should be, even though it says, oh, it does say 20. Good. It's not Delta, though. It's supposed to be hotel in the real world. All right. With that, in the real world, you'd call up tower, because ground would have said contact tower. But we're good. No one on VATSIM is online, so we will announce it on the intercom, which for VATSIM is 122.8, wherever you go. And I think we're good. So let's do this thing. Sonoma County traffic, Cessna 9 Echo Foxtrot, departing runway 20, departure to the northwest, Sonoma County. And we'll switch to the map mode right now, and we're just not going to really follow the checkpoints. I'm going to just go by the GPS because, again, we're deviating to the west somewhat to avoid the real-world TFR of the firefighting planes and stuff that are fighting the wildfires out here in California. And getting to our destination in Arcata, that should be interesting because the clouds are down to 2,000 feet. I'm going to try to get underneath them. So our initial cruising altitude today is 8,500. We're going to rotate at 55 and climb at 74. Here we go. 4:03 is our start time, though, Eastern time. So that would mean that it is 20:03 Zulu, I think. Yeah, I got that right. And rotate.
Sonoma County traffic, Cessna 8212 Romeo will be departing runway 32, left crosswind departure.
No.
Sonoma County.
Well, someone's with us. So if that's you, let me know. But I was going by the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, radar. So I did what I could. Hopefully they heard me. However, we should not be that bad right now. All right, just climbing up here, getting to traffic pattern altitude, then I'll take a I'll extend that a little bit more. Actually, then we'll take a right onto our course here, which is 303 once I get far enough away from the airport. But it looks really nice here. This could be grape fields, I guess. Is Sonoma County good for one? I think it is, actually, now that I think of it. So, but we will continue our ascent to 8,500 feet. If you see any real world traffic in this thing, I will try to look it up on Flight Radar 24. I find that one of the most interesting things to do while flying. And we're coming up on traffic pattern altitude here. Still clear on both sides. I think we're good. We're going to turn a right on the course here. Just looking for that other departing traffic. I don't see it because they were going 3-2. So here we go. Turning to 305 now. And just remaining a little cognizant of that traffic. That's it. They're going to be a left crosswind departure. I think we're good. All right, awesome. Again, the VATSIM traffic is very much like real world. There's no call signs or anything floating in the air saying we're over here. It's you gotta look for traffic and know what you're doing. So, excuse me while I decline this spam call that's going to my headset. All right, very good. All right, we're gonna trim up so I don't have to keep holding this yoke back, and we should be joining on course here for our flight today. I want to climb at 80 knots. So we'll make that happen. And Sonoma County traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot. We are 3 miles to the west and transitioning to the northwest, Sonoma County. Just to give a little shout out, let them know where I am. Just in case. Can never be too safe.
Sonoma County traffic, Cessna 8212 Romeo departing to the south. Final call, Sonoma County.
All right, so good. We should be pretty good. And that's what you do in non-controlled airfields is you, if you got traffic out there and they're saying they're out there, it doesn't hurt to give them a little idea of where you are, even after you've departed. So that way they know to look for you. So, but he said he's departing to the south, so that would be that way. Excuse me. So I think we're good. All right. So we are about 44 minutes, and this is with climb speed, by the way. So it's probably gonna shorten this to Kilo Lima Romeo Romeo. Sorry about that. 1-2 Romeo.
Nah, you didn't do anything. I just wasn't expecting anybody.
Me either. So I was like, oh, this is interesting. Like, it's a little like real world.
Yeah, I was like, man, I didn't know I tuned into to the real frequency, but it was good. Where
Enjoy your flight.
Yeah, we'll do. See ya.
All right. So, like I was saying before I got spooked by the little toot 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 with the message there, we are 60 nautical miles away from Little River Airport, Kilo Lima Lima Romeo. And we should be there in about 40 minutes. Probably a little less than that, though, because they're doing this with climb speed. And the reason why I turned a little bit more to the north is to get more on course here. So, but things are pretty calm here. So let's take a look outside. Sonoma County is out there. Somewhere. Actually, it should be off my left. There it is. And again, with the VATSIM traffic, he's got to be somewhere out there. But we won't be able to see him. But he's out there. Trust us. That's why it's cool to fly a VAT sim sometimes. GA has been picking up. I'm gonna lean out the mixture while we're doing this. GA has been picking up, if you ask me. Not widespread, but it's definitely growing on VAT sim, which is cool to see. And again, if any of you have questions or just want to chat, go ahead. Chat is open and available, and I should be able to see any chats you do. If you just want to kick back or relax, that's fine too. Get some good scenery going on here. We are passing just to the northeast of Fulton, California. And things are looking really good here. It's just when we get to our destination where things are going to look a little, maybe not precarious, but a little smoky. We're just thinking a little smoky. So, but I could take this all day. Look at those trees. Very nice to see. And on our right, we now have, if I pronounce this right, Healdsburg, California. And there's a Healdsburg airport out there as well. We are flying the 172 SP with the steam gauges, which comes with the Premier Deluxe version. I am very much a steam gauge type person because that's all I've really flown in real life. I haven't done the G1000, but I did fly the Cirrus the other night, and that was pretty cool. We couldn't do this flight then, so I decided to just take a quick flight in the Cirrus with flying from Plymouth, Massachusetts, my real home base where I fly out of, to Fort, I keep saying Fort Ticonderoga, New York. So, and that is archived. All of these flights are archived on the Eric Flight YouTube. So feel free to check that out later. But things are looking nice out here. Again, we're climbing up to 8,500. We're going to lean up the mixture a little bit more, then we'll take another look outside. Right about there. All right. Very calm out here. So yeah, really nice scenery. Now we just have to turn on course, so we should be fine. We're going to be passing Skag Springs, which is where that water is right there. Clear skies down here, a little bit of smoke in the distance. Right, coming up through 5,000. We want to be about 302 now that we're on course again. And if you didn't know, again, we're going to Kilo Lima Romeo Romeo first so that we could avoid the real life TFR where they're fighting all the fires out west, which is right north of us. So that's why we're heading out here first and then direct to Eureka, Arcata, California. So look at all those TFRs there because of the fire. It's amazing, isn't it? It is amazing. Is it? The true airspeed is 114, and I've flown in 172M, a 172N, and a 172P, and that averages to about 110 knots true airspeed. So this one's just a little faster, but if you say so. What letter was that 172 you're talking about? That's got to be a what? That's got to be an L, right? Or even a K? Does fuel injection really count? I don't know. I'm asking our fellow friend there who got out of Sonoma County if that's an L or K model from '68. Oh, the H, yeah, that's a popular model. Yeah. All right, we're at 6,100, and we are going to 8,500. But as we get closer to Arcata, we're gonna have to gauge where we're gonna be at to get underneath those supposed cloud. I said clowns. Whoa, long day of work. Clouds at 2,000. So, yo, extreme close up. Whoa. I was trying to zoom in on Sky Vector there. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the flight school I rent from, which I also got my private at, they have the M, the N, and the P, and I actually prefer the P because it has the more useful weight, so I can take my friends up there and not have to worry as much, you know. So hopefully doing a flight with them in October. They do not fly, and I do. I also have another friend from the flight school who has not finished his private yet, and he's actually taking a little break from that. He hasn't had as good of experience, so I'm flying on VATSIM right now, but yes, I'm flying Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I have to tell him that. I don't know if he's listening. But, yeah, that's awesome. You know, all the 172s, you can't really beat it, and, you know, yeah, I have my eyes on planes all the time, thinking maybe I'll buy one soon, but that ain't gonna happen, number one. Am I saving up money? Yes. Is it gonna happen? Probably not. So, let's see if he uses X-Plane. Yeah. Well, that's cool. I tried to get into, yep, veering off course. But I tried to get into X-Plane and I just couldn't do it. Let's see now the mixture just a little bit more. The EGT looks like it's where it should be. Previous experience. Oh yeah, that's cool. Let me just tell them what we're up to. And let's make sure we're good here. 7,400. Should keep going up. We have some wind up here. That's what the difference is here. So, but I'll let you take a look outside while we climb this final 1,000 feet. It's looking really good. Got a bridge down there and stuff. Really nice scenery out here. Those mountains. It's really good. Lots of open land, but not lots of places to land in case there's a problem. In the Northeast where I fly for real, there's not a lot of open land. Everything, a lot of trees and cities, so not as forgiving if your engine quits. But to get my private pilot check ride, I had to tell him I was going to land on a beach off of Plymouth, Massachusetts. So, you know, it passed, obviously, but Yeah, we're on our way here. We're almost at 8,500, and we are outside of Cloverdale, California, which is to our right. And that person is the person that departed from Sonoma County with us on VATSIM. And he's just sending me private messages. We're talking about what we use the Sims for and this and that. So that's what you're seeing. But, you know, right outside Cloverdale. So that's, I don't know if you put the kilo before this one. I have to double check, but I'm going to say it anyways. Kilo Oscar 60 out to our right over there. Let's see if we can see Cloverdale at all. Yeah. All right. Ben. Yeah. Looking for Cloverdale, which should be out there. So, not seeing it. Probably more back there then. Oh, we got some winds here. So this must be coming off the mountains. This is so Microsoft can display it. Oh, look, the winds really do bounce off the mountains. All right, 8,500, but you can see that we have quite the downdraft there. So we're going to, I don't know why there'd be a downdraft here. We're going to try to trim this out here evenly and build some speed. We'll also lean out the mixture a little bit more. There we go. So it's going to be a little windy up here. The winds aloft forecast, honestly, it didn't look that bad. It was 240 at 14 knots. So but we are definitely going to get there. Then we'll get more scenery as we get the cruise here. So just got to trim it out. And this trim is very delicate compared to real life, if you ask me. So the smoke has not cleared up, but it is at 2,000 feet. So I should be able to get through that and get underneath that to land. So I did cheat a little bit, everybody. I did go to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor first and see what it looked like. It looks broken in at 2,000. So I'm pretty sure I could get underneath that early. But we have to get this flight done, or else the rest of the flights are held up as well. So that's why we're flying this in the afternoon, right after I got out of my teaching gig. And but yeah, should be a good flight. Let's just get this thing trimmed out. And again, all those messages you're seeing is from the person that left Sonoma County with us on VATSIM. So he's been chatting with me. So I'm trying to get my attention to be a little bit on everything, but trying to make it happen. That's awesome. Yeah. Should I tell him how many hours it took me with wife and kids in New England weather? It's okay. It's just the ultimate goal. That's all that matters. And if anything, I got extra practice. So. No, that guy was on, he left Sonoma County with us on VATSIM, and he kind of got a little spooked that someone was actually there on VATSIM using voice, so. Yeah, it's quite interesting, so now he's private messaging me, which is fine, you know. All right, I'm going to tell him that we've been streaming too, so it's all good. All right, now that we're getting trimmed out more, I will definitely look outside and give you an update on where we are. But we are on track to go to Kilo Lima Romeo. I think I got that right. Yep. And we are 19 minutes out. I think that's it. Yeah, I got more followers, you know? I have been getting more followers. It's really, honestly, I got more subscribers on YouTube, and I'm appreciative of that. You know, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube for the Airflight channel, so that way I can maybe make some more income for flying. But Twitch, I would like more followers too, obviously too. I'm not really. I'm just thankful for what I do have. You know, the other YouTube channel I have has basically paid all the money for training and flying as of now, so I'm very lucky to have that. And I figure I'm going to fly the sim anyways, as you know. So I'm just going to stream at the same time. You know, it's a win-win for everybody, I think. All right, let's take a look outside. We are in the middle of nowhere. No kidding. We're I'd say about 20 nautical miles to the northwest of Cloverdale, California, if you look at a sectional. But just really some mountainous terrain here. Pacific Ocean's up to our left. There's the Redwood Coast Medical Heliport out there. And Ocean Ridge Airport. Kilo Echo 55. But definitely some mountainous terrain here. The peaks are up to about 2,600 feet or so, MSL. We're 18 minutes out from Kilo Lima Romeo. The fire, the TFRs are out actually more like over here. So that's why we're going more towards the coast right now. But we should be flying for a little longer time too, which is another reason why I wanted to start this in the afternoon. So we shall see what we can do. It's been picking up, even on YouTube. Like, I never thought a lot of people would be watching streaming on YouTube. It's really, I mean, it has it, but it's not really known for that as much as Twitch. But yeah, people have been tuning in there and subscribing, so I appreciate all of that. And I even made a new intro video for today. I worked really hard on it. I included some clips from streams and also real life, so gives you a little bit more interesting stuff to look at while you're waiting for me to start streaming. And usually I'm like double checking things and like posting, you know, trying to get more people to be able to view the stream and everything. But it's been a good experience. So if anyone's interested in flying, you could start up at Kilo Lima Lima Romeo and continue on from there to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor, but that's up to you. I've had a couple people want to fly more with me while I stream even. So I think I'm going to try to schedule a flight, which is very hard with kids and my wife and getting everything done. But if I could schedule like a, hey, fly, you know, online with Eric flight thing, that'd be kind of cool, seeing them get more people that are interested in that. So not that I have to be the de facto famous guy here. So it'd just be fun to fly with other people. Not everyone has a brother like mine who wants to learn how to fly for real life, even though he's been flying the airliners on like virtual airlines for years. But you know how brothers are. I gotta look into the textures pack for the 172 that people have been making, because I tried to make my own livery on this model, and it seemed like you couldn't do it because even though I uploaded in the right format and everything, it just didn't display. But it looks like the G1000 version, it does work. So I'm gonna have to check into that and see if it does work. So, well, hello Johnny, how you doing, bud? Sure, go ahead. I think you can. I don't think I blocked anyone, so go ahead. Post the link. Unless you mean the Virtual USA Flying Club, which I just posted. Because I have that automatic now. Yeah, that was weird, huh? You like said it. If that was the link you're going to put, then, you know, let me know. Wow. You read my bot's mind there, I guess. I just started that the other day, so. Yeah, no, go ahead. Post the link if it allows you to. I don't believe I blocked anyone from doing links, but I might be wrong. Because I can't remember the setting that I had. So try it out. Let me know if it works. Because I believe I downloaded that today. It was like 2 gigs or something of a download. And then, yeah. It's just exploding with all that stuff. Oh, all right. Well, hey, listen. If you want, go on the Virtual USA Flying Club, go into the GA chat, and put it in there, and I'll post it from there. How's that? All right, do that. Yep. Send it on the GA chat, and I'll post it right from here. So hopefully it will go through. I use Restream to stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Because again, I had the Eric Flight YouTube channel before I did any of the streaming, but it was just a natural thing to do because I'm going to fly these flights anyways. So it's good to share with other people. Update on where we are. We're about to pass over Booneville Airport. Kilo Delta 83, which will be off to our right. Let's take a look outside. There we go. Alright, I'll put that up there in a second. Little small towns out here. It's the Wild West. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on the background music. Not that it means a lot, but... So we'll pop that on there too as well. I always forget something. I always try to stream the right way, but terrible. I'm gonna have to make a checklist just for streaming. But all right, here comes that link for everyone. So here we go. And I'm gonna double check that it works here before I post it and it doesn't work, and I'm like, oh man. Here we go. All right, it's going out. Let's see if everyone gets it. Go ahead. Sent it to both, so. Turn this up just a little bit. Here we go. Yeah. Let me know if you want the music higher or lower, but it's nice to have some background music, especially on flights that last almost 2 hours. So, I used to just stream it to my headset, but I said, hey, let's get on the stream, make people a little more comfortable while they're here, so. Alrighty then. So, there's also a military operations area up ahead that I want to avoid. Just there's a lot of obstacles that we have to look at today. We got this military operations area over here, the TFRs from the wildfires, and again, Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor right there, which is our final destination, which has clouds at 2,000. Oh, excuse me. It's overcast at 2,100 now, but 10 square miles of visibility. So that's why we had to do this flight today. We had to get it done to get our around the USA perimeter flights done. But the scenery is just really majestic here. That's the word for it, majestic. Just tons of mountains. We have the Nevada River underneath us. Let's see if we can see that. Thinking it might be this snaking through. No, I was wrong. Well, that's not entirely wrong. But it does go out to the Pacific Ocean up ahead. And it'll go a little south of Little River Airport, which is our first waypoint to avoid, again, the military operations area and the TFR in real life, so. It's really beautiful scenery. Sometimes I wish I could fly in California in real life, but unfortunately I'm on the other coast here. The only place I've ever visited in the West is Los Angeles and Las Vegas. And I stepped over Arizona when I did the dam tour at the Hoover Dam. So just to say, hey, it's in Arizona. So, but yeah, that was that link to all the liveries that you could download for this, and I'll explore some of those in the future. But I really want to make an Eric Flight one, because when I was using Prepared, I had a really nice livery, at least to me. You can disagree, and someone did, but that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. And it'd be nice to get that back. So, but again, I was not successful on the steam gauge version of the 172, and luckily I didn't paint the whole thing. I tried it out just to see if it would do anything, and it messed up all the mapping of the textures. So I don't know what that's all about, but that's what happened. It's getting a little bumpy here. See if I can get an update on the. Actually, I didn't download the METARs in my thing here. No, they're not giving me any weather over there. Let's see about Little River. All right, you know what? We'll tune into Little River because we're 10 minutes away. We're 17 nautical miles to the southeast from there. So let's get a little weather there. 121.125. Again, I'm using my Saitek radio panel, but see that it works the same. So.
Wind calm.
Oh.
Visibility tree. Sky condition. Few clouds at 1,200 feet. Few clouds at 4,200 feet. Few clouds at 12,300 feet.
That's the wildfires, though.
It's
getting altimeter setting.
Altimeter tree 006.
All right. Yep, wrong way.
Kilo Lima Lima Romeo automated weather observation 2000 Zulu.
All right. So again, it's been like this in California since I've been flying it on the sim. It's been wildfire smoke or clear or calm on the winds aloft. So it's very hit and miss right now flying, at least on the simulator in California. Probably is in real life too. And fortunately in the Northeast where I live and fly out of, we've also had problems with heavy winds. So I was not able to fly last Saturday because it was gusting to 25 knots and I just didn't feel good about that. But this Saturday, God willing, with weather, we'll be able to fly that flight maybe that I had planned. I wanted to go from Plymouth to Danielson, Connecticut. It's 53 nautical miles, so it serves as a cross country by 3 nautical miles, according to the books, to count. And be a destination I haven't gone to yet. So the last airport I did go to was Wyndham in, let's see if, Willimantic, Connecticut. And that was a cool airport. I plan on going back. Again, the biggest problem with being a private pilot nowadays is that you could fly anywhere and it's great, but to find something to do at a destination, that's the hardest thing. Willimantic, I basically just landed, and I was thinking about taking my e-bike, which sometimes I put in the back seat of the 172. It folds up and has a motor. I was going to go to the airport diner out there, but then I was like, you know what? Just not feeling it. So I just took the flight out there, landed, did a full stop, closed the flight plan, I decided to cancel the other one, and I went back, but I should be posting that video pretty soon on the Eric Flight YouTube. And let's see if we can see Little River out here in the distance. We're about 13 miles out. It's right there, I believe. Not that I've ever flown to it before. But that seems to be lining up with the sectional. And then we'll head north to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor and be on our way. But we'll be looking at all these clouds as we go, because that's going to gauge our descent so I can stay underneath them, so I can attempt a landing at Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor. So we shall see what happens with that. But nice view of the Pacific Ocean. Every time I fly out here, like with these flights, I kind of think of Lewis and Clark. It's like I came from Plymouth on the East Coast and now I'm on the West Coast. It might be a little weird saying that, but I'm just going to go with it. So. But yeah, I find this really relaxing, especially after a day of work, and keep you on your toes and everything, but it's just really beautiful. Even in the sim, it's really beautiful now. It's not like these generalized textures, so I just wish that they were more accurate with taxi signs and taxi lights and all of that. But who knows? They're still working on it, right? And I agree with my earlier commenter there from VatSim. For bush flying and even just VFR, this is really the sim to do it on. I know that X-Plane has ortho tiles, but I never really got into X-Plane. I've always been a Microsoft Flight Simulator guy and Baird guy. So, just out of habit. So, not poo-pooing on X-Plane at all. I definitely think that has the better flight dynamics. All the Microsoft Flight Simulators are prepared. I think that this could eventually go above and beyond X-Plane in dynamics if they just tweaked it enough. But, yep. Alright, I'm going to take the camera off for a second because I have to blow my nose, and I don't want you to hear me nor see me, so I'll be right back in a second, but I'm going to leave the plane flying. I'm going to say that's on the fault of the California wildfires too, because in Massachusetts they said that some of the remnants has reached over here thanks to winds and stuff. But my allergies have been going nuts lately. Again, I've had allergies all summer, so I don't know what's going on there. But we are coming up on Little River Airport. We're 8 miles out to the southeast, and we will be turning to the north, right along the Pacific coast. So that's pretty cool too. I want the perimeter of the United States, so we're definitely going to get that still. Well, look at those little islands there. You got little towns on the coast there. That must be a cool place to live. And I'm hoping this will not turn out like San Francisco, where the sim went down to 9 frames per second after I used the drone. So try not to use the drone just yet. But we shall see. All right, we're heading up the coast, literally. Should be all good. And the trim's a little easier today than it was the other day as well, so I can't complain about that. Yeah, that indeed was Little River Airport. Seems to be a little dinky airport out here. Just gonna update myself on VATtastic here. We still have no AC, air traffic control, which again is fine for me. I don't mind that at all, but here we are on the coast, turning north to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor. And they do have Sacramento approach right there, but again, we start out in Sonoma, so decent flying today. Let's see if that continues as we get closer. There's the Navarro River that I was talking about earlier. That looks sharp, doesn't it? Yeah. And then, if you're a Van Halen fan, like I am, I'm not getting into the Sammy Dave thing though, because I believe that they're both good. They have a river called the Big River, which is the title of one of their tracks off their last studio album, which seems like it's been forever. So we will check out Big River as we cross that to the north. But really scenic out here. Plymouth is a lot like this without the mountains, so our mountains are more in New Hampshire up here in the northeast, so okay, in about 1.5 minutes we will be turning north to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor. I gotta start composing some of my own music, I swear. I am a musician, you'd think I would do that, but it's just having time for everything. But all of these are royalty, copyright-free selections that I handpicked from YouTube, so support an artist because it's kind of hard out there for musicians. Luckily, I'm also a music teacher, so I've kind of planned it that way, but you know, if I was in my 20s and still going for the rock band endeavors, I'd be pretty much out of a job right now. It's just really tough. I got a lot of friends in the biz, and I think the best job to have right now if you're a musician is to be working in a recording studio as the engineer. So, because people are still making albums. All right, we're making our turn to the north. We should be having a bearing of about 337 to go direct to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor, but you can see this coast is just beautiful. So. Thought I heard something outside, so that's why I looked this way. Window to the outside's that way. Alright, let's get another view outside. We're crossing the big river, which is right below us right there. Big river! Oh yeah! Alright. But that just... looking for things like that that are on the sectional, I like looking at, so... See that we haven't had any real-world flights flying near us. Else we checked that out too on Flight Radar 24, but... definitely get to the Pacific Northwest as we get further north in California, so... And we have Little River, which is right on the coast there. That's what that town's called. And then over here should be Mendocino, if they pronounce that right. On the coast. And then Point Cabrilla over... actually, that's Fort Bragg out there. But Port Cabrillo, I think, is over here-ish. So, it's nice to be able to see these things and say, hey, that's what that is. That's on the sectional. So. But we are on our way to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor. Again, following the GPS on this because I did have to deviate to the west. Just getting all these messages off my tablet while I can. God, I can only imagine what it's like to be down in New Orleans right now with all that weather that's going on. But we shall see. It's been a really weird year, really weird, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's a stop in sight with what's going on for a while. So, be nice to return to normal, but it is what it is. You ain't gonna change it. All right, up on our left is Fort Bragg. And there's a private airstrip north of that. I don't know if we can see that or not, but it's pretty nice. You got some majestic mountains. We'll call them. Well, I'm going to call everything majestic today. Majestic mountains to our north there. So, but we will be traversing over the Pacific along the coast for a little of this ride too. This is what I'm talking about. These clouds, we have to make sure that we don't have a lot more come and sock us in here. So, we're ready to descend to like 6,500 if needed, but we're going to stay here for now. Looks like we're going to be pretty good. Clearance levels, we have to be, let's see if I remember. Yep, 1,000 above clouds, 500 below, 2,000 feet horizontally away from clouds. So we're definitely going to be within that right now. Santa Ana was fun. I actually tried an instrument approach there, even though I'm not an instrument rated pilot in the real world, and that didn't go so well at first. And then the smoke mystically moved, and I could see the airport, so I got a special VFR clearance in there, and we landed it, and it was no problem. That was about, I want to say, 3 flights ago, something like that. Then I proceeded to send the drone out to go check out Disneyland. Bad idea, because I guess for some reason, even though the plane was parked and the engine off and the parking brake on, it said I crashed the plane when I sent the drone out to a further extent away from Santa Ana. So I don't know. You figure it out, because I have no clue what went on there. And Fort Bragg is right below us. There's supposed to be a heliport down there and everything, but I'm wondering what this thing is. Like, is that where an old fort used to be? So it makes me want to go on Wikipedia for a second. But yeah, let's see if I can find anything out about Fort Bragg here, California. We'll go to the resource I tell my students to never use. They didn't hear anything. All right, that's not it. I know Fort Bragg in North Carolina. All right, it is a city in California. It is a tourist destination because of picturesque views of the Pacific Ocean. Points of interest are Glass Beach and the California Western Railroad, known as the Skunk Train. Fort Bragg was founded in 1857, prior to the American Civil War, as a military garrison rather than a fortification. It's named after Army officer Braxton Bragg, who at the time had served in the U.S. Mexican-American War. He later served in the Confederate Army, and the city was incorporated in 1889. All right, let's take a look at it again. So it's right there, and that's what it's famous for, according to Wikipedia. Believe it as you will. There was supposed to be a private airfield here. I think that's it right there, actually. Yep. So that is in the game. That's cool to see. And that is known as Fort Bragg Airport. It's hard to see, though, huh? We'll make our way up the Pacific Coast right here, so. The TFR is just starting out there. That's where they're fighting the wildfires, and that's why they don't want you in there unless you're above 12,000 feet. So, nice beaches, though. I wonder if that's that glass beach they were talking about. I would not know. The glass beach is on the edge of Fort Bragg along the ocean. And it's called Glass Beach because people used to dump the trash there. And I guess there's, yeah, the waves pounded down the discarded glass into small smooth pieces called sea glass. So let me show you that. That could be the beach they're talking about. But that's why they call it glass beach, because of the discarded glass becoming basically rocks worn over time. So that's pretty cool. Not dumping trash, that's not cool, but it's cool that that would be the outcome of littering. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Could be over there actually, but some nice beaches. Got a little distracted there, so I'm gonna turn on course again. But boy, again, majestic scenery out here in the west, the northern part of California. And that trim should go right back up as soon as I level out, hopefully, excuse me. Yeah, so should be good. Pretty good weather to fly in. It's just the, again, worrying about clouds and smoke that's going on out here. So the weather engine, though, I still think they have to tweak it, or someone has to come up with like a active sky for this. Rex has said they're coming out with a weather engine, but I prefer active sky compared between the two companies, so we shall see. It's all that smoke out there. Right, we trimmed up a little bit, but some nice views of the Pacific Ocean. I'm not seeing any traffic out there. We could look at Vatastic and see if anything's around us, but not really. So so we'll go to San Francisco, excuse me, from Seattle there. And someone, I don't know where they're going. They're coming from Portland though. So probably not going to see much traffic on this flight, which again, not thinking that's a terrible thing, but we did have our little friend there in Sonoma County. It was cool to have traffic departing from the same airport in Sonoma County, so. Sorry, I'm zooming in on Vatastic and all this other stuff, and then it does it on the simulator too. Pardon me. Alright, let's get an updated weather here on Sky Vector here. It's saying winds 3008 knots, 10 square miles of visibility, scattered at 2,000. So it's going to keep going in and out with the clouds. They also have a tap here, and it looks like it's going to stay scattered to 2,000 through 5 o'clock p.m. here. So it's about 5 o'clock p.m. here on the East Coast. And so it'll be between 2,000 and 1,500 on the clouds. But if we waited any longer, like at midnight, it's going to go down to broken at 300. So, you know, I had to take it when I had the chance. So we are right off of Westport. Oh, sorry about the odds. Westport, California. Let's take a look outside. Right there, Westport. It's actually more a little bit behind us, right there. These are all these nice little towns and cities along the coast, so. Very good. And Cape Vizcano is right out here. Up ahead, they also have a sensitive bird nesting area, so they want you to stay at least 2,000 feet above ground level, which means they want you at 5,000 MSL. So that way you don't run into any birds that are nesting. So we also stay there. Then as we get out of the mountains, we'll try to descend early. As early as possible for California Redwood Coast Humboldt County Airport. I think I said that right. Humboldt. Humboldt? Probably Humboldt. But we are about 40 minutes out, 78 nautical miles to the south. It's a very nice day to be flying out here, according to this simulator at least. But you can see the clouds are definitely coming in from all that smoke out there. Alright, let's try the drone. Honestly, it should work fine. It might have just been San Francisco, but let's send the drone out here. Here we go. Look at that scenery right there. Alright, descend. Get a little closer to the ground here. Geronimo! We are now skydiving the simulator. Go a little faster there. Whoa! If you're wondering how to go faster, you just hit F2 and we'll skim the coast here. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. Nice scenery, though. Very nice scenery. And now I'm gonna go back to the plane. Whoa! So I knew it was gonna be pitching there because I didn't touch the controls at all. And you can't fly the plane when you have the drone out, so. But we are 50 degrees Fahrenheit up here at about 8,500. And I hope it's not a mistake, but there's a point coming up, I believe, actually it's right below us, called Mistake Point. So, don't know what that's all about. Let's see if I can find anything on that on Wikipedia. California. Alright, I do not see anything about Mistake Point. So I will not know anything. Mistake Point in Mendocino County. Yeah, that might be it. Alright. It's a physical cape. And that's it. That's all they're telling me. Historic features. I would think that maybe ships ran aground there or something? I mean, I don't know. But it's right below us. It is right here. And we have Shelter Cove Airport coming up in the distance at Point Delgada. But just really a lot of scenic mountains along the Pacific Ocean. More and more smoke coming in though as we get north there. Northeast is hopping though on VATSIM. But we are 35 minutes out. And we will get this flight done to continue our around the USA flights. So, kind of interested. I like going up the West Coast and everything, but now that I've been here for a couple flights, kind of interested in really getting to the northern part of the United States where the flights are longer just out of the way everything's spaced out there. And when I did it in prepared last summer, I think I finished in October last year. When I did it in prepared, you obviously didn't get to see like the satellite imagery, which I would think would be a lot more interesting than what was actually there, because that was my least favorite scenic place, was the northern United States. So I'm looking for that to be redeemed with satellite imagery. So we shall see. So far, the desert area here in the southwest was the most bland, if you ask me. But the actual cities and stuff, like El Paso, was cool to fly into. Stuff like that was just getting in between. It's a little bit bland. Got a little bit of wind going on here. I got a couple updrafts, so I'm going to trim down. And we're flying everything by hand here. No autopilot. Just like real world, for me at least. I have never flown in a plane yet that has an autopilot. That might be a bad or good thing, but when I do someday, I'll let you know. Who knows, it might even be the Cirrus after I get my instrument rating, when I pay the $600 for a full day of training. I don't know if that's going to come anytime soon. But who knows? Get more followers and stuff, and can make a couple more bucks on this to go flying with, and yeah. But I just appreciate people following along and watching. So I think that's a band of clouds I have to watch out for over here. And this is going to get tricky because we have these mountains below us and the sensitive bird nesting area. Let's not forget that. So let's keep our eyes out on these clouds and try to gauge them as we go. But that's what's going to make this flight interesting. Excuse me. All right, off to our left up here. Shelter Cove Airport should be right on the edge there. So let's take a look at that as we go by eventually. And we're also got Garberville Airport off to the right over there. But is it me or is it getting a little hazier? It might be. Hey Rob, what's going on? Beautiful views of the Pacific Ocean. That's what's going on here. So, all right, let's take a look out and see if we can see Shelter Cove Airport. It's a interesting little airport on the coast, according to the sectional. And it indeed is. Look at that. It's like right on the water. Cool. Still loading, but Shelter Cove Airport. And then to our right should be Garberville. But the smoke is definitely incoming as we go north here. So we're not really going to be able to see Garberville at all. Just got to keep an eye on all that smoke. And again, the only problems we're going to have is if the smoke moves down, I got to stay above these mountains. And also that nesting area that's ahead. So, the sensitive bird nesting area. So, 2,000 feet above ground level over the sensitive bird nesting area. That means 5,000 MSL. So, I can descend to 6,500, but I can't descend to 8,500. That's just not going to happen. You know what? Let's descend to 6,500, just so that we get a little like these clouds as it is. We're going to look at what the tops there are. So let's do a cruising descent here to 6,500. And I'm trimming up slightly just to be more like 500 feet per minute. So here we go. Anticipating to get over these mountains and then get to Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor, Arcata, Eureka, California. Sorry, security cameras telling me someone's out front, so I wanted to check that. Oh, it's just my wife. Okay. Just checking. Not that I'm paranoid or anything. We live in a pretty safe neighborhood. So, I did have porch pirates one time visit my house, but they did not steal anything because there's nothing to steal. But I did get them on camera. So it has been worth it having the ring system here. But usually we don't have any problems. As my friends say, I live in the boonies. We're only 5 minutes from a highway, Route 44. And we live in the Northeast where everything is pretty close. I mean, you can get across the state of Rhode Island in about an hour if you wanted to. And most people from other places are like, whoa, you kidding me? We're out of a state already? And yeah, yep. And if you're flying, if you're at a good height, even 4,500 like I was when I overflew it the last flight I took, you could see most of Rhode Island. So, place where I grew up. So I'm just used to small things, I guess, for states. But really scenic. Kind of like the soundtrack going with this. It's very peaceful. And there's not a lot here. Again, Garberville would be to our right. So I don't know if we can see that, but let's take a look. Oh yeah, you can see it. Garberville and the airport would be south of that, so they'd be right here. Yeah. That smoke is definitely coming in, and we are descending to 6,500 just in preparation to go lower after we get through these mountains. So We are chancing it a little bit due to weather. But all right, we're at 6,500. Go back up to 2,500 RPMs, and we will trim it out here. So. Very good. We're over the sensitive bird nesting area, so be on the lookout for birds, okay? We don't want to disrupt anything here. Should probably give them a little love-making music or something, you know? Does anyone suggest any titles? Oh, wow. All right. No birds to be seen here, but lots of trees and forest. Mountains. Yeah, this has been a really scenic flight, though. And I'm glad I planned it for the coast. So we did have to deviate slightly to the west due to the TFR. In the real world, I like to follow those whenever possible. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we are right about here, and here's the TFRs for the wildfires out there. And they're all over the place. You zoom out, look. All over the place for the west coast here. So something to watch out for. And hence why we have all this smoke and cloudiness there. But we are 25 minutes out. That passed quicker than what I thought. From Kilo Alpha Charlie Victor, Arcata, Eureka, California, which is our intended destination today, and it looks like we're going to be able to get there. These clouds are favoring us right now. I'm not going to go any lower than this because, again, we have the sensitive bird nesting area and peaks up to 2,600 feet. But once we clear those, we'll be good to go, and we'll descend down even further. So 50 nautical miles out. So Rob, what's up with you? Anything new? Trimming up a little bit. Does seem to be a little hazier. But we are going over the tallest peaks that we're going to go over right now. So they're up to 3,000. 3,379 is the tallest. And we should see Route 101 in the mountains ahead of us as we get a little closer. So, but the wind off the mountains is definitely shifting us a little bit. I never noticed that before, the exhaust. It's got a little bit of that coming out of there. That's cool. If you zoom in really far, it could even pass for like flying in Alaska a little bit. So sadly, we will not be going to Alaska on our around the USA flights. We kept it to the continental United States. But who knows? Maybe I'll do a special couple of flights in a special round of flights in Alaska sometime. So we shall see. All right. Again, 23 minutes out, going to the GPS, 45 miles to the south of Arcata, Eureka, California. Those are two separate places in California, by the way. So, nothing much to see here other than mountains, honestly. That's about it. And smoke. Smoke and mountains. But we'll look for Route 101 on our right here. It's the major highway going through. Or route. Looks like this is it right there. Or is it that thing? I think it's up the mountain more, so I think it's this right here. But we can definitely do this flight and get it done. So that's the good news. Again, fantastic. No one's really around us. There might be someone coming from the north, but we'll probably be landing at that point. So, and no rural traffic, which I'm pretty surprised about. Usually there'd be a couple flights. That'd be the Microsoft real world flights embedded in there. But yeah. Regal and majestic. Those are the two words I described this with. The trees and stuff in this are way better than the Autogen of old, though. I remember trying to increase that, and there was just no way. It's just a limitation of the old engine, so. So I'm going to take a look at Active Sky and see if they have anything coming out yet. I don't think they would, but hi-fi.com. I still think they're trying to make that final prepared. I haven't played prepared in the longest time since this, so. No, they haven't even come out with that yet. It's probably still in beta. It says TBD. When it does come out, I'm allowed to get it because I did participate in the beta, but they really got to work on something for Microsoft Flight Simulator if they can, so. Because I think that, in my opinion, Prepared's just going to become like a flight school type simulator. I know at my flight school, that's basically what it was. It was a very stripped down version of Lockheed Martin Prepared without scenery and stuff. It had like roadways and stuff, but they're definitely not going to be in competition with the entertainment market. So that's why I think, at least. And I also think they have an aging technology now, so they're gonna. You have to do something. You know, maybe they'll stick with it for a little bit and then go, okay, let's just come up with our own engine, or maybe they'll license this. Who knows? Because for VFR flying, this is definitely fantastic. It's just the unrealistic taxiway signs, taxi lights that they have to fix. And hopefully they do. I keep posting to the forums. Also, all the planes seem to float a little bit more. At least the GA planes, they float a little bit more than real life when you're landing, so. But, alright, we're getting through these mountains here. We're almost on the other side. Scotia is a little town or city over here. And the big one is Eureka, which is going to be in the north part right there. And that's when we know we're very close to where we're going. And this is Route 110 in front of us, so that goes all the way up to Eureka, so we know how to follow that in case we have a problem with anything. Wonder what that river is. I don't know. Doesn't have a name on the sectional. Oh yeah, it's the Eel River. So that's cool. And it goes out to this, is that called a tributary? Out to the Pacific Ocean, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Fortuna, California. Should be a little north over here. If I'm looking at this right. Wait, give me a second. Yep. It's off the Eel River. really scenic. We will start on the final descent pretty soon. We are 30 miles out, but again, I want to get underneath these smoke clouds that were at 2,000 before. So once we get over these peaks, we'll start our descent. Pattern altitude, it would be 1,200. So we'll try to descend to like 1,500 just to get underneath all this. We should be good. Trim down a little bit. But again, just really wild, natural sights here. I think I'm yawning because I talk too much. But if I don't talk, it's not interesting. At least I don't think so. So I have a quandary there. So I'm just going to yawn and I'm sorry. Very good. Gonna trim down some more. How's our RPMs looking? They're looking decent. Okay, we'll enrich the mixture here, see if we get any RPMs back. Yes, we will. So it's leaned out pretty good. Right about there. And then go back to 2,500 RPMs. Very good. Yep. Trim down a little bit more. You know what? Let's descend down to 4,500. So we're going to do a cruising descent down to 4,500. Trim up 500 feet per minute. It's a little bumpy here, so I'd like to be a little closer to maneuvering speed. Yeah. Booneville Airport should be off to our left. I don't really see it. Text you right there. Yep, Booneville Airport. It's on a little plateau there. Ooh, excuse me. And we're doing a cruising descent down to 4,500. We should be good. The tallest peak ahead is at 2,340. And we are clear of the sensitive nesting area for the birds. So, glad to report there were no killing of birds in this flight. Enriching the mixture slightly. Kind of like this background track. I know it's a jazz standard, but they said it was copyright free, so I'll blame it all on them if it's not. All right, getting down to 4,500. I'm gonna decline that phone call. It's going to my headset. That's probably to call me about a physical. It's not something I'm going to take right now. You know what? I'm going to continue right down to 2,500 now. So, because this peak is the only one I have to worry about, and then we're going to go straight ahead. So, so we're going to continue our cruising descent to 2,500. Eureka, California, off to our northerly left here. And Arcata Bay It's the big bay out there. So, but Eureka's right here. Like I said, really scenic. Definitely see that the smoke built up more as we got here, so that's why we're trying to stay underneath it all. Let's get an updated weather report here from Sky Vector. Could probably just tune into the airport by now, but what they're saying in real life is scattered 2,100, and this was given at 2103 Zulu, so that was about 22 minutes ago. Very good. Now, let's tune into the radio here and see what they're saying. 118.525. And this is a Class E airport, so this is non-controlled. All right. See what they're saying. I'll also get the, well, I guess there's no weather for it because it's not coming through. Okie dokie. So we'll just go with Sky Vector 320 at 7. Which means we will take runway 32. And we'll probably do a direct in or a left base. Let's make sure that 32 is a left pattern. 2. 32 is a left pattern. All right, very good. So I'm thinking left base entry to runway 32. Gonna look at the Google Maps here to see where the generally aviation traffic usually parks. That's usually what I do in the real world if there's no airport diagram or something like that. So we'll do that while we're descending. Imagine what people did without satellite imagery and stuff. Yeah. California Redwood Coast Humboldt County Airport. And it looks like there's only one ramp there from what I'm seeing. So that is the ramp we would take, and that's right to the left of 32. There's also a restricted ramp there too, probably for commercial traffic. So we will pull to the left more. There should be a hangar, and it says Arcata Airport. We'll park right in front of where it says that, if it looks like it's real life, which you probably won't. Probably have the building, but it won't say like Arcata Airport or anything, so. But yeah, that's where we'll park, so I'll leave that there. And again, we're just doing a cruising descent, mixture of full rich now that we're under 3,000. And I guess I'll just ride that descent all the way in. I mean, we're right outside Eureka, California, right here on the left. So we will enter a left base for runway 32. But we're going to go over right near Arcata Bay, which is right here. And you can see the airport in the distance already. So we're looking really good. We'll descend right down to 1,200 and be good to go. Take a look at Eureka. Now that we're a little closer at least. Nice looking trees. Really nice looking trees. So, can't complain with those. And we will report our position as we get closer. That airport right there is Murray, Kilo Echo, Kilo Alpha, right on the tip of Arcata Bay. And yeah, some really nice scenery here. We're at 2,000 feet. Probably should have got an altimeter setting. You know what? I'll look at Sky Vector, but it says 3008. This is pretty close. And pad altitude's 1,200, 1,200 feet. I thought this was one of the more enjoyable flights, and even though there's smoke all around us, it's definitely doable. You know, we're going to pick up the speed a little bit now that we're getting close to pad altitude, so very good. And I would think that that might be runway 32, which is where we're going to land, so. Slightly to the left, so that way we can take a left base entry into for runway 32. And Eureka, California, right over there. I wonder if that's where Eureka came from, the term that is. So I don't know. Let's do a little Wikipedia search as we're getting by here. It's in the Redwood Empire region of California. It's located on Route 101, which is the route that we already passed. We're still descending just very slowly, which is good. And trying to see if there's anything else interesting about Eureka at least. But this is the northern part of California. The Wyatt people, Native Americans, lived in Cherokee, now known as Eureka, for thousands of years before European arrival. Here we go. Gold Rush era. After the primary California gold rush in the Sierras, Humboldt Bay was settled with the intent of providing a convenient alternative to the long overland route from Sacramento to supply miners. So that's Eureka. And Eureka received its name from a Greek word meaning I have found it. It's also the official motto of the state of California. So, awesome. Beautiful. Alright, well, coming up on our destination, again, we're descending just very slightly, so I'm going to trim down just a little bit more. Get down there. And we will report on VATSIM's Unicom 122.8, which I just switched to because the weather does not work in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm making sure I got that right. I did. The ASOS is 118.525, so but we're all good. Real world CTAF would be 123.0, but again, we're on VATSIM, so we use 122.8 for the whole country. And I'm going to report our position. Arcata traffic, Cessna and Echo Foxtrot, 7 miles to the south. We're going to be entering on a left base for runway 32, Arcata. Really nice area though, huh? Got some boats in the distance, I think. Maybe not, those might be little islands. No, there's a boat, right? I think it's a boat. 32 seems to be right there, so we'll turn in pretty soon for that. We have to get down to pattern altitude still. We're still 6 nautical miles out though, so we're good. We're right over McKinleyville, California. That's what you're seeing right here. Other than that, looks like lots of farmland. Pretty cool. Coming up on pattern altitude, so we'll trim up slightly. And we're gonna worry about this landing now. So, let's turn to a left base for runway 32. Arcata traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, 4 miles to the south. We're setting up a left base entry for runway 32, Arcata. Maybe I should say Humboldt. I don't know. I don't know what they would say. It's called California Redwood Coast, Humboldt County. So maybe Humboldt would be the proper term. Alright, we're also going to slow down now to 1700. We're under 110 knots, so 10 degrees of flaps. And we'll keep that pump in there. So we are a little far out, but you can see runway 32 right there. Humboldt traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, left base, runway 32, Humboldt. We're still above pattern altitude, we just hit it, so. Nice setup so far. Let's try to make this happen. Okay, I'm gonna go down to 15. 100 RPMs, that is. Another 10 degrees of flaps, so we're at 20 degrees. We should be about 75, 70. Gotta trim up because we're falling a little too much. And we will now do a slight turn on final. The railroad, to get your head forwards, you could actually see it, but we're just gonna estimate it for now. Yeah, there we go. Alright, speed looks good. Height could probably be a little bit more, so let's go a little faster. Very good. Humboldt traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, final for runway 32, Humboldt. Here we go. So yeah, that smoke wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, which is good to see. But it says that's supposed to get really bad overnight, so. Again, this is the apron. I'm going to park right over there when we get off this runway, but we'll worry about that when we get there. So, very good. Alright, full flaps. Back up on the throttle. Nose down a little bit. Should be about 65. See, it's floating a little bit. That's what I don't like. I don't need this marker stuff either, so I'm going to turn the marker off. Alright. 65, 60. You see what I mean? It's like floating a little bit more. That should bleed right off, so we're still going to do well, but... Alright, I got no throttle. All the way out. That is floating a lot, so... Come on! There we go. That was a lot of floating there. Flaps up! Let's make sure they are going up. Yep, they're going up. Alright, cool. The aerodynamic braking, watch this. If I pull back on the yoke, it wants to take off again. So you can't really do it like the real world. It should be just staying on the ground while you do that at that speed. But we'll taxi off here. We will also check our checklist once we clear, so. Very good. Humboldt traffic, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, clear from runway 32, Humboldt. Okay, after landing, flaps up, strobes off. Very good. Landing light, I like to leave on, taxi I leave on, trim set, takeoff. There we go. Alright, and with that, we'll just taxi down here and go to the right onto the ramp. So here we go. Well, that was a very scenic flight, really enjoyable. And the smoke, yeah, it's out there, but it wasn't terrible. This looks like it's very bumpy, though, doesn't it? Look at that. And up, and down. Whoa. Whoa. Got some monster truck action going on here. Let's give me some cars to crush. Oh, boy. They are missing some of the buildings here on our right, but we're going to turn off on this taxiway. Up. Up. Just don't crash the plane. That's all I ask. Very good. Here's the fuel truck. And, they have some ground crew waiting for me. So we'll use them. I don't know if that's really realistic to real life, but we'll go with that. I was a little concerned about getting through here. But it's cool. Well, what's going on there? Am I going uphill? I think I'm going uphill. It's very bumpy on this apron. Yeah. So let me know if that's real life too, because it's really bumpy. Alright, slow down here. Look out the front more. Yep, I got ya. Guide me in, sir. Guide me in. Going to the left. Alright, let me know. And done. Yay! Alright, we're ready to turn this thing off. Well, thank you for your help, Mr. Marshaller. Who just disappeared in front of my... I hope he didn't get chopped up by the by the prop. That'd be terrible. I think I just killed somebody. ELT verify silent. Avionics off. Alright, all the lights off except for the beacon. And there we go. Alright, mixture full lean. Yep, I hate that it brings up the logbook every time, but that's what happened here. So there you go. And, yeah. So, we made it. That's all I can say. Hour 33 minutes, which just wasn't calculated there. So, mixture going off. Mags off. Master off. Beacon off. Parking brake on. And welcome to Humboldt. Well, let me get the name right, shall I? Welcome to California Redwood Coast, Humboldt County Airport, where things are bustling. But we'll send the drone out and get a little bit of better view here. Just wanted to give you a little view of the airport and send out the drone. Release the drone! Go a little faster, hold down F2. There we go. It's a pretty nice airport. You got the Pacific Ocean right over there. Yeah. I'm digging it. I don't know if the beacon's there in real life. Let's check that out, compare it to Google Maps here. Actually, this says that that's the Humboldt Trap and Skeet Club. So they have a firing range over here. So I don't know why you would have an airport beacon there. Maybe you do. No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's a tower for firing from. Interesting. Where is the tower? You have the U.S. Coast Guard over there, Sector Humboldt Bay. That's this building right here. This is the shooting club. So, again, where's the beacon? Very interesting. Weather equipment looks like it's out there. Well, trying to find it. See if the windsock's in the right place. It would be over there, but looks like they covered that up too. So this has a traffic circle on it and a windsock in real life. So some things they could do a little bit better on. Is that a VOR? I think they have a VOR here, right? Yeah, they have a VOR, so that's the VOR for the field. It would be right here. And see what I'm saying? Like it's missing these buildings. So this is where I'd park in real life. So it's not that far off from where we did park, which is down there. Right there. But yeah, it's a good representation. Could use a little work. And I didn't see any taxi lights, so pretty sure that this is lit at night. But it is what it is. And that is Arcata, everybody. Again, Eureka is down a little more south from here, so seems like they have beaches on the side here. It's McKinleyville. and Eureka would be down here. So that's why it's called Arcata Eureka. Not the actual town, but you know, it's the area. So hey, back to the plane. Bam! Oh, got someone taking off next to me. Who's taking off? Oh, that might be a real world flight. Who knows? I don't think it's VAT Sim. But anyways, I want to say thank you if you tuned in today. Appreciate the subscriber from the beginning of the trip, and I hope to keep continuing on these Around the USA flights. Please remember to push that follow button on Twitch and like and subscribe on the Eric flight. You can check out all the previous flights on Eric flight. They're all archived there, and also I have some real world videos there as well, and we'll keep adding to both of those. So without further ado, I'll see you, and I hope to see you soon on the stream.